I'm going to show you what we're going to be making. This is something where you take one object and you have duplicates of it. Um, for instance, if you were going to make the blinds inside of a window, you would have to create every single one of those blinds and put them in a straight line. Or if you had a road and you want a series of trees or shrubs going down that road, you wouldn't want to make 10 different trees, but you could have one tree duplicated a bunch of different times. And that's called an array. So I have a starter object here on my screen. To apply a modifier, there's a wrench here on the right hand side. And of course, the only option I have is to add a modifier. I'm going to add an array. And right away, it makes two of them, two of the same objects. They're really close. And I can see that it has two objects here because an array applies that there's multiple, so it gives you at least two right from the start. I can increase this. I also can spread them out. So it spread them out a factor of 1 along the x-axis. And I can see which axes it's along here. And I can spread them out if I want to. Now they're 3 independent cubes. But I don't like that they're along the x-axis. I want them to be along the y-axis. So I'm going to put a 0 in here. And I'm going to put in a 1.5, or I can just use my arrows to jump that up. So now I have my array going along the y-axis. Cool thing about an array is I can copy based on the original and paste it. And now I have 2 arrays. I can copy again. And I can change this array. So I don't want it to be along the y-axis. I want it to be along the z-axis. Instead, excuse me, and I can kind of shift these around, but now I'm kind of making a fence. It's in a little bit of the wrong direction here, but I do have, and it's just making out of repeated objects. I took one object and it's making a bunch. So that's how you use a modifier that's called an array. Last step would be, once I have this set, I want to apply it. I want to make sure it's set in stone. I like the way my array turned out, so I want to click on this and I want to apply it. And I just want to make sure it's applied to the other modifiers as well. So I'm going to go in here and apply it. Anytime you apply a modifier, you would want to make sure you apply it. Make sure it's kind of set in stone.